Okay, Oak Rovers, this is going to be a video that's going to help you with two-step equations. So when I do these equations, the first step I always do is I make my fence down through the equal sign. The reason I do that is that tells me whatever I do on one side of the equation I have to do on the other side, but it also helps me organize my work so I know where the equal sign is at all times. That's why I like to make my fence through the equal sign. So when I'm doing this type of problem, the first thing I have to do is make sure that I get n by itself, or the variable by itself. And I have two things on the side where the variable is. I have a negative 4 and a negative 2n. I want to get rid of the thing that's not connected to the variable. And in this case, that's negative 4. So what I ask myself is, what do I have to combine with negative 4 to make 0? Well, negative 4 and positive 4 are opposites, so they make 0. So I'm going to add positive 4 to one side, but if I do that, I have to keep the equation balanced, so I have to add positive 4 to the other side also. Now over here, positive 4 and negative 4 make 0, so they are going to just disappear. But I still have a negative 2n, so I got to take the negative 2n down. I've got to take the negative sign down with it because that's part of the problem. That negative sign goes with the 2n. On the other side, I have 60 and 4, which is just going to be 64. The next step, now I got to get rid of what's connected to the n. And what's connected to the n, I'm multiplying it by negative 2. The opposite of multiplying by negative 2 is going to be dividing by negative 2. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2 to make sure it stays balanced. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 is just 1. So I have 1n, or a lot of times you just put that down as n. And on the other side, I have 64 divided by negative 2. Well, a positive divided by a negative is going to be negative, and then 64 divided by 2 is going to be negative 32. So the answer for the first question I'm going to do for you is n is equal to negative 32. Okay, I'm going to do one more, and the next one I'm going to do is going to be this one here. 19 minus 3n is equal to 82. So when I do this, I do the exact same steps. The first step, make sure I separate the both sides of the equation with a fence. That helps me know where the equal sign is, and it tells me whatever I do on one side of the equation, I've got to do on the other side of the equation. So now what I'm going to do with this, I want to make sure that I have two things on the left side of the equation. One's connected to the n, and one is not connected to the n. I'm going to get rid of the thing that's not connected to the n first. And what's not connected to the n on this problem is going to be negative, or is positive 19. I have positive 19, negative 3n, and 82. The way I get rid of a positive 19 is by combining it with a negative 19. Positive 19 and negative 19 make 0. On the other side, since I added negative 19 to one side, I have to do it to the other side also. And then I'm going to bring down what I've left on the left side. Well, the positive and negative 19 are gone, so I've got to bring down the negative 3n on the left side. On the right side, I have 82 and negative 19. So when what I'm going to do for those is combine those. I have more positives than negatives, and I have 63 is what I end up with there, because 82 minus 19 is 63. Then I have to undo what I'm doing to n, which is multiplying it by negative 3. The opposite of multiplying by negative 3 is dividing by negative 3. And I have to do that on both sides of the equation. Negative 3 divided by negative 3 is just 1. So I'm just left with 1n, or n on this side. I'm going to leave it as n in this case. 1n and n are the exact same thing. And then 63 divided by 3 is going to be negative because the signs are different when you divide. And if the signs are different when you divide, it's a negative answer. And 3 goes into 30 10 times. It goes into 60 20 times. And then 3 more, so it's going to be negative 21. So the answer for that one is n is equal to negative 21. Hopefully that helped out. And if you have any questions after you watch this video, we'll be working on these again today. And if you have any questions, I'll walk around and help you with the problems. Thanks.